When you think of Sanjay Leela Bhansali, you think of grandness, chandeliers that wait like secrets, corridor glowing with candlelight, palaces that look like they have lived for centuries. But what if I told you Bhansali is not just a filmmaker? He is an architect of emotion, a designer of world, an interior storyteller. In this video, we are going to step into the interiors of Bhansali's cinema to understand how walls, windows, furniture, and even shadows become characters in his stories. Why interiors and architecture matter in cinema. Most films use set as a background, but in Bhansali's world, the set is the story. Interiors are not decorations, they are emotions. They can express love, power, and sorrow without even a single word spoken. Why does this matter? Because cinema, like architecture, is about emotions. An architect designs a home not just to protect from rain and heat, but to make you feel safe, warm, and inspired. A filmmaker designs interiors not just to house actors, but to create mood, atmosphere, and it creates psychology. When we sit in a theater or watch on a screen at home, the interior we see shape our feeling unconsciously. They tell us how to feel about the story. Bhansali elevates this to an art form. Devdas, the house of love and sadness. Chandramukhi Kotha, sensual, filled with mirrors and flowing drapes, designed to feel like a stage for performance. Paro's Haveli, stained glass, glowing lamps, wide staircases feel warm but suffocating. Symbolism, Devdas move between two interiors, neither fully belonging anywhere. Notice how Paro's home feels like a celebration, but it is a trap her in tradition. Chandramukhi brothel is designed for pleasure, but it is also her cage. Fun fact, the set for Chandramukhi Kotha was one of the most expensive ever built in Bollywood at that time. Bajirao Mastani, palace of power and conflict. Shaniwar Wada, massive built in stone, shows Maratha strength and tradition. Mastani Mahal, soft lighting, Mughal-inspired arches, poetry in design, represent passion and danger. Contrast between Kashibai rigid interiors and Mastani's dream-like spaces. Cultural conflict. Bhansali doesn't just show us history, he rebuilds it. The interiors of Bajirao Mastani were not mere replica of palaces, they were emotional landscapes. Kashibai world is harsh, lit by discipline. Mastani's chambers glow like poem, and Bajirao, he walks in between them. Padmaavat, architecture of honor and chaos. Chittor Fort, symmetrical and massive set design, reflects Rajput honor, silent and dignity. Alauddin Khilji Delhi, chaotic, dark, filled with animal skin and fire, show his hunger and madness. Interiors tell the story of civilization. Padmaavat is perhaps Bhansali's most architecture film. Every wall, every corridor become a line of poetry or a declaration of war. Gangubai Kathiawadi, glamour in grit, set in 1960s Kamathipura, Mumbai. Brothels, faded wallpaper, stained mirror, old wooden furniture, tired but also beautiful. Streets, neon lights, cramped lanes give both madness and energy. Symbolism, interiors express duality, broken dreams plus survival. In Gangubai, Bhansali shows beauty in brokenness. Broken mirror, faded wall, neon signs everywhere. So according to my opinion, Bhansali got 5 principles when he designed the spaces. 1. Fusion of culture. Rajasthani, Mughal, Bengali, Maratha, Victorian, handcrafted details from jharoka to chandeliers, nothing look plastics. Lighting as design. Fire, chandeliers and natural shadows look like paint. Theoretical scale. Everything is grand and wide like opera set. Symbolism. Interiors reflect psychology of characters. Think of Bhansali as both architect and painter. His frames are like giant murals, each set designed not only to look grand but to feel alive. His interiors breathe like characters. They celebrate, they seduce, they destroy. Why should architect, designer or even film lovers care about Bhansali's interiors? Because they show us something fundamental. Space carries emotions. In real homes, office, hotels, design shapes how people feel. In cinema, Bhansali shows this truth on a grand scale. His work is a bridge between cinema and architectures. And most recently, Sanjay Leela Bhansali stepped into streaming with Hira Mandi. This was not just a web series, it was another grand canvas. Set in Lahore during the courtesan era, every frame feels like belongs to a royal painting. The interiors are breathtaking houses with flowing drapes and chandeliers, Mughal-inspired palaces with arches and marble inlay, Indo-Islamic courtyard filled with music, dance and whisper of history. Bhansali turned the bustling marketplace of Hiramandi into a timeless stage, where every staircase, every carved door, every jharoka feel alive with stories. What makes it special? How he blends spectacle with intimacy. A single ray of light falling through jali, a chandelier reflection on polished floors, the echo of footsteps and ghungroos in courtyard. For almost 3 decades, Sanjay Leela Bhansali has been building not just films, dream spaces. His interiors are not just places you simply watch, they are places you inhabit. Places of lounging, forts of silence, brothels of rebellion. In Bhansali's cinemas, every wall tells a story and every story becomes a room you want to walk into again and again. When we leave the theatre, these images stays with you. A corridor, a mirror, a courtyard in moonlight, and perhaps, without even realizing, we carry those spaces inside us long after the story ends. And before we end, I want to pause and shine light on the great artists behind the scene. The set designers, the art directors, the production designers, who build these worlds brick by brick. Take the legendary Nitin Desai, a master of scale and grandness. He gave us the opulent Haveli of Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, and later, the unforgettable palace interiors of Devdas. His sets were not just backgrounds, they were characters. Then there is Umang Kumar, who began as a production designer before becoming a filmmaker. With Bhansali, he created every space of unmatched beauty where every pillar, every arch carried layers of history and poetry. We must also remember countless others, brilliant art directors, craftspeople and artisans. From the courtyard of Bajirao Mastani to the haunting corridor of Padmaavat, to the bustling texture of Gangubai Kathiawadi, these worlds were brought to life by a team of hundreds. Cinema may be director's vision, but it is these unsung magicians who transform that vision into living, breathing spaces. To them, the set designer of India, the video is my humble tribute. Subscribe so you don't miss the stories we will uncover together. Stories where film and spaces meet, where art, architecture and lifestyle speak the same language. Thank you for watching.